talking about Turan stories, maybe I could relate another one. In the late 1930s, he wrote a paper with Paul Turan and Paul Erdős wrote a paper in number theory that was related to the work of a Russian mathematician, and they published it in a Soviet mathematical journal. And now in the late days, in the waning days of Nazism in Budapest, where the Nazi gangs would roam the streets of Budapest and round up Jews and then collect them in a cellar and then take them at night to murder them at the river Danube and wherever they could. In those days, Turan was also fell into this kind of into the hands of these roaming Nazis, but he somehow managed to escape out of the cellar. A few days later, the Russians took Budapest, and the Russian soldiers asked identification from the man that they met in the street. Whoever did not have identification was suspect of having been a soldier, was sent to labor in Russia for years. And Paul Turan was asked about his ID, but his ID was collected by the Nazis a few days earlier, so he did not have that. But he did have a preprint of the paper that he had published with Paul Erdős in a Soviet journal in the era when there was greatest hostility between Hungary and the Soviet Union. And so the officer accepted that, not only as an ID, he would let him go. And then in one of the first letters, you must have encountered this letter when you looked at the correspondence between Paul Erdős. Paul Turan reported to Paul Erdős that was a remarkable application, an unexpected application of number theory.